grass and the lawn and the flower beds. And then you think, oh, I've got to water all of those. Oh, I've got to remember to turn off the sprinklers. Or there's always that spot where the sprinklers, maybe that you have installed, just doesn't get, and it just doesn't get enough water. Maybe you're like us, where we're in water restrictions, so we can't just let the sprinklers run just any old time. They have to be kind of regulated. Well, HGTV Home has thought of all of that, and they've created a sprinkler that makes it so versatile that you can actually hook up your water hose to it. You can put it anywhere you want it to be. It's got several different spray patterns, and we'll show you that. It even has a timer, so if you want to use the timer, you can. If you don't have to. But it just makes it very, very versatile for whatever your watering and gardening needs are. So there it is. We're showing it to you in action. It oscillates if you want. It is $29.95, and I think it's really, really ingenious and makes it super easy. Kristen Barker is joining us this morning to give us all the details. And Kristen, great to have you back.
Thank you, Tamara.
Sure. And you know what? I know that spring is on the way. This is something that everybody's going to need.
It is, and I'm telling you, this is going to be the best thing for your lawn and garden since fertilizer.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's, like Tamara was saying, there's always that spot that doesn't get the right amount of water. Or, you know, you don't want to water too much. You don't want to water the sidewalk, the driveway. This gives you the flexibility to water exactly where you want to and where you don't want to. And I want to show you, we have 4 different spray patterns on here, which is really nice. It's really, really versatile. You can change it really easy. There's a jet, there's a spray, there's a mist. And I'll show you all of those in a second over there in action. And you can also change how high you want the spray to go, or if you want to push it down a little bit lower for a more concentrated spray. And you can do a 15-degree spray, or you can move, and I'll show you up close, these little red adjustments here. You can go all the way up to 360 degrees. So this will spray 15 degrees to 360 degrees, anywhere in between. You have the timer on the side that's removable up to 2 hours. So you can do 15 minutes, run inside, have a cup of coffee. You don't have to stand there with your hose or watch the sprinkler because you don't want to, you know, get in trouble if you are in that water restriction area.
Yeah.
But it's so nice, and we're going to show you all the different spray settings here. So it gives you the chance to really give your garden, your lawn, your flowers the TLC that it deserves. You can see it's going to go from 15 to 360 degrees. You have that awesome adjustment to, you know, how far you want to spray it. It's really great, Tamara.
Yeah, it is, and you can see the spray pattern makes it really easy too, because for a lot of us, if you have a set sprinkler system, maybe it doesn't reach where you want it to, or it's too hard on, let's say, your delicate flowers or your new kind of buds that are coming up. So if you want it to be a little bit more of a finer mist, you've got that option. If you want it to be something a little bit more powerful or longer range, you have that as well. And we're going to show you that. You can see kind of that in the animation. You finally have the water where you want it to be in the exact way that you want it to be. And it's super easy. You can have one for the front yard, one for the backyard, or maybe on the side that usually gets a little bit ignored. We're going to go over to Kristen so that you can see the range of this. Look at this.
It's awesome, and I love that, of course, we do it in the green so it blends in. I'm just going to turn the water off for a second. I'm going to show you how easy it is. You just click that down, and you have a different spray pattern. So you have the fan here, which is really nice. And like I was saying before, if you want to, you know, adjust it up. Maybe you have a trellis or some, you know, ivy, something you want to hit. You want to push it down, you can do that. And I'm going to show you again those 4 settings. Look at this. So you can get a little bit higher, you can get a little bit lower. So, I mean, I've never seen a sprinkler with this much flexibility. And remember, you can go from 15 degrees all the way up to 360, which is really, really nice. And I'm going to show you one more spray pattern. I think we have the... Look at how nice you can get all the way down. You can go all the way up. So totally anything that you would have to stand there and, you know, hold that hose with the different nozzles, you can do that. But totally customizable. Here's that mist I was telling you about.
I like that one.
So you maybe have some more delicate flowers. You know, it's really important. You spend so much time planting and picking out what you're going to put in your yard. Well, guess what? You have to take care of it. You have to give it that a right amount of water that you need, and this is going to allow you to do that, which is great, Tamara.
You can easily do it, and especially that mist. That's my favorite one because it reminds me of when I was a kid, and maybe you did this too. You ran through the sprinklers. This can be wherever you want that to, wherever you want to do that when the weather does start to warm up. And I know that some of you are thinking, okay, it all looks good, but it's still a little bit too cold for me to think about. What I like about the idea of having this now is having it when you need it, because before you know it, because technically spring starts next week. Do you realize that? It starts on the 20th. Today's the 14th. Yes. So before you know it, the warm weather is going to be here, and it's going to be time for you to start thinking about watering your lawn a little bit more. Now, I'm not a big gardener. I'm actually learning now. But one thing I do know is that it won't turn green if there's no water.
And you're not going to overwater either, because you have that timer. And I just showed you the timer is removable. You can attach this to any spigot if you want. 15 minutes and 15-minute increments all the way up to 2 hours. So after 2 hours, this is going to turn off automatically. So if you have that one patch of grass or that front lawn that you need to water and you need to run out to the store and run some errands, you can leave it on and know that it's going to turn off exactly when it's supposed to. Things with timers, we have so many great solar lights in the collection that have timers. When things have timers, I find that I use them.
Yes.
It's one less thing to think about. Really?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is something that is going to make your life so much easier. Water those plants, the vegetable gardens, the special ivy that you have growing on the trellis. You have all those different spray patterns, 4 different spray patterns, totally adjustable like I was showing you. So easy to do. You have a nice mist, you have a jet, you have a fan spray. So versatile. You can go from 15 degrees to 360. I mean, really, this does it all for you. And I like that it's pretty nice and compact. It's not like that long one that you've seen that all it does is go back and forth.
Yes.
This can do a small area, so you're not going to water the driveway, the sidewalk. It can do a large area. Your kids are going to have a great time running around in this when it finally gets warm out. So it's really an essential item for your garden to make sure it's always looking lush, always looking hydrated, which is so important.
And you're not wasting water as well, because, like we say, if you're in like a water restriction like we are, California is, parts of California, those times or those days that you get to water are very, very precious. So the last thing you want to do is waste water watering the sidewalk or the driveway. And you also don't want to miss an area, because that's the worst part. Especially if you really take pride in your garden and your lawn, and you have this nice lush lawn, and then there's one little patch,
brown spot. Where does your eye always go? Yes, absolutely.
It makes you crazy.
It does, and I love this that you have the control to on the spray distance. You can change the pattern very easily. I mean, you saw I did it. You just turn off the water, switch the pattern, flip it back on, and you're really going to be able to hit all those special areas. Look, you can do your whole entire lawn 15 degrees to 360 degrees. You have that awesome timer. You can do as little as 15 minutes up to 2 hours. It'll turn off automatically. This is going to help you conserve water and, more importantly, conserve your time, too.
Absolutely. I can't remember to turn off the tea kettle. Thank goodness it screams at me. So this is the thing. If you've ever even gone to bed and woken up thinking, oh, I forgot to turn off the water. It has happened so many times, more times than I can remember. Do you see that the sun is rising on Kristen? Why isn't that so funny? I told you spring is coming. So you know what? If you're looking and if you're saying, you know what, that's what I need. I can't be bothered with the sprinklers. Maybe some of yours are broken and it's not in you to fix them. For $29, go for it. And this is all HGTV home as well.
Brand new.
Brand new. First time you get to get it. So definitely jump on the phone or hsn.com. It's 304-776. Thank you so much, Kristen.
Thank you, Tamara.
All right, we do have more. We're going to throw it over to Guy because he's got something extra special for you coming up right now.
All right, everybody, I'm back.